When news happens at Habersham Central, you can count on the Raider Unlimited News team to give you the best coverage. Keeping you informed is our business. Accurate and dependable. Raider Unlimited News.
Welcome to the February update of Raider Unlimited News. I'm John Pritchett.
And I'm Ceil. Our top story today is from the Habersham County Chamber of Commerce. Kelly Payton talked with Miss Barbara Strain and Miss Pamela Dinsmore to discuss upcoming projects.
Together We Can is the theme for 1997 Habersham County Chamber of Commerce activities. Our chamber takes the opportunities to promote tourism, industrial growth, and business expansion. Recently, Barbara Strain assumed the position of chairperson. Mrs. Strain, we know that you and your board of directors have great plans for the new year. Could you tell us a little about these plans?
Yes, of course, Kelly. Our whole, all of the activities for the chamber use as a blueprint the program of work. And from that program of work, all of our activities are divided into certain divisions. I'd like to take a moment to tell you about two of the things that I'm the most excited about. And, of course, agribusiness is headed this year by Frank Dean and Doris Smith. And we're right now trying to put together a really exciting project in Habersham County, and it's going to be a farmer's market up on 441 north in the Turnerville area. And this will provide access to all of our local farmers to sell the things off their truck, the fresh produce, flowers, chicken, and things like that we have to offer. And Pamela and the division's working real close with the farm community to try to get that project kicked off. The second thing that we're working on that's very exciting is sort of tourism and special events related, and that is our Habersham Harvest Festival, which will be the first weekend in October. And we have about 20 committees, and we, Pam, set up to operate this event. And we have our site located. We have an art show that's being coordinated by Jack Alexander at the Burton Gallery. We have an antique show planned, and then we have some big-name entertainment. We have the group America, which probably you may not be familiar with that name, but for all of us older people, older generations, America was a big group for us. This hopes to attract around 20 or 25,000 people to our area that weekend, and also we're going to have a Taste of Habersham, which will allow all of our restaurant members to come and provide the food for all the people that will be there. And it's just something that we're real excited about.
Okay, this is Pamela Dinsmore, the president of the chamber. What else could you add about upcoming events or plans that you have?
Well, as Barbara mentioned, the Harvest in Habersham is going to be a super extraordinary event. To add to that, we're also going to have a children's tent so that mom and dad can come with the kids, and they'll have a place for them and their activities. We're also going to have a Native American display, and including some Appalachian demonstrations on how things were many years ago. So we're real excited about that event.
Okay. Thank you, ladies. We know that the chamber will continue to grow under your leadership.
Thanks, Kelly.
Not only is the chamber working on ways to benefit the county, but also Habersham Central is trying a new approach to learning which will benefit our county students. The first statistics on block scheduling have arrived, and Jennifer Kinsey was able to talk to Ms. Linda Duff, principal of Habersham Central, about the effects of block scheduling on our youth.
Yes, John, there is a lot of excitement at Habersham Central with the end of the first semester. The administration now has statistical information that indicates that block scheduling is beneficial to the students' academic progress. Ms. Dove, will you please inform our community about these new findings?
Okay, I'll be glad to. There's several things that we decided that we wanted to compare. And since we have now got information on the first semester of this school year, we want to compare it with the first semester of last school year. One of the main things that we wanted to look at was the honor roll. Now, honor roll has remained consistent from one year to the next. We have said that you had to have a 90 to be on the honor roll. And it didn't matter if a 90 was an A, as it is this year, or a B, as it was last year. 90 is honor roll. And then, of course, 95 is honor roll with distinction. Well, we have found, we compared last year and this year, and we have found that we have more students on honor roll this year than we did last. Ninth grade improved 71%, Now, 10th and 11th grade, there was just a small percentage increase. But we were very proud of 9th grade with a 71% increase, because 9th grade is the grade that has the most difficult time since they are just adjusting to high school. Our 11th grade had a 40% increase, so that's good too. Our honor roll with distinction, everyone improved, and everyone improved a lot. There was a 223% improvement in 9th grade, 78% improvement in 10th grade, 100% improvement in 11th, and 72% increase in 12th. So we think that's very good. We looked at our failure rate. Our failure rate is about the same. We had we did have more people passing this time than we did last year, but it was just like about a 1% greater. Of course, we have students earning more credits this year than they did last, because, of course, at the semester last year, you could only earn 3 units, whereas this time you could have earned 4. So it makes sense that we would have more credits earned. But another thing that I'm very proud of is our attendance. Our attendance last year for 9th grade was 90% average daily attendance. This year it went up to 93. That is very, very good. Every group improved. 10th grade went from 92 to 96. 11th went from 92 to 96. And 12th went from 91 to 97. Last year we have a curve that shows that the 9th grade's at the bottom, and then it goes up and sort of levels off. This year it goes up tremendously. And the class that has the best attendance is the 12th grade. By far they have the greatest attendance, and we are very proud of that. So we feel like a lot of good things are happening, that our new exam exemption policy is making a difference, and that block scheduling is making a difference.
We thank you for your time, Ms. Dove, and we hope that this semester will be as successful as last.
Thanks, Jennifer.
As spring arrives, many sports are rolling into the picture. Among these are baseball, tennis, soccer, golf, and track. Raider Unlimited's Jennifer Rectoris was able to catch a glimpse of some of the action as the Raiders prepare for another great sports season.
The HCHS spring sports are officially up and running. Many Raider teams have already been hard at work to get themselves prepared for a great season. Now let's take a look to see exactly what spring sports have to offer at Habersham Central. The balls begin to bounce and the rackets begin to swing on February 10th as the Raider tennis teams get prepared for a great season. Raider coaches Doug Westmoreland and Glenn Jones are getting their players ready for a tough season ahead. The tennis teams play all Atlanta schools except for 2. Even though the season is going to be tough, the Raiders are expected to pull through on top. On Thursday, March 6th, the Raiders will take on Central Gwinnett away at 4:30. Their first home meet is on March 18th against South Gwinnett. The reigning Raiders are off to another outstanding season. Raider coaches Skip Johnston and Alex Smith, along with a good number of seniors, will lead the reigning Raider boys this year. The Raiders begin to practice on February 10th to prepare for Clark Central on March 4th away at 7 p.m. You can see the Raiders at home on March 7th as they take on Collins Hill at 8. Having the same soccer match date, the Lady Running Raiders are also preparing for a successful season. Coach Morris Brooks and Lisa Duvall lead their players on the first practice on March 17th. Also, along with returning seniors, many new athletes showed for this first practice. The Lady Running Raiders will also take on Clark Central on March 4th. Be sure to come out and watch both soccer teams play. Beginning a little later in the season, the Raider golf team began to practice on February 24th. Coach Ken Ray plans to lead the golf team onto many victorious wins. The first tournament of the season is on March 8th against several schools in the Eagle Greens High School Invitational. The Raiders then take on White County on March 12th. The Raider track team began running on February 24th in preparation for their first home meet against Raven County here on March 13th in Raider Stadium. With 42 returning runners from last year's undefeated team, Raider coaches Tim Bragg, Diane Montgomery, Mike Van Winkle, along with 3 new coaches, Rusty Grimmett, Krista Ivester, and John Perkins, are looking forward to another great season. Running is not the only event the track team participates in. Shot put, discus throw, high jump, pole vaulting, and long and triple jumps are an active part in Raider track programs. Be sure not to miss out at the Raiders' 8 home track meets this year. Not only are tennis, soccer, golf, and track getting ready for a great spring sports this year, our Raider baseball teams have been hard at work as well. The bats began to swing on February 10th. Baseball coaches John Krippner, Casey Moe, and James Buchanan have made sure the players will be prepared for the varsity and B team's first game on Tuesday, March 4th in White County. The C team's first game is on Friday, March 7th in Lumpkin County at 4:30. The Raiders will play on Thursday, March 6th at 7 p.m. against Robin County at home. This is one of the many games that is part of the Habersham Invitational Tournament. Raider fans, be sure not to miss out on the great spring sports of the 1997 school year. And back to you in the newsroom.
Thanks, Jennifer, and we're looking forward to the upcoming action.
Habersham Central has found its own track star and long-distance runner Jessie Grundy. She has captured the school record for running the mile and is busy setting the pace to capture many more. Crystal Banks was able to slow down this talented athlete and discuss track.
The U.S. Track and Field is hosting the Pope Relays at the Georgia Dome on February 28th. Jessie Grundy is representing Habersham Central. Jessie, could you tell us about this event?
Yes, the Georgia Dome is probably one of the fastest indoor track facilities of our time. And the Pope Relays is when high school students all over the state can come together and race each other. And it's going to be really interesting, though, because it's an indoor track. It's banked, and it's only half the size of the track we're used to. And it's made of material called Mondo, and it's going to be real exciting.
Well, could you tell us how you got this opportunity?
Yes, the Pope Relays, they send forms to every single high school in the state, whether it's single, double, triple, or quad A, and coaches put times there that they feel could qualify, and they take the top 12 to, I think it's 12 to 14, I think, in each event, and my time was selected to compete in the mile, so.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
The Flowers Blooming is a reminder that the spring musical at Habersham Central is in rehearsal. This musical will open April 20th and will be performed through April 22nd in the auditorium. Elizabeth Smith, who will be playing Sister Mary Regina, the Reverend Mother, was able to get a sneak peek of these talented singers.
I'm Sister Mary Regina, here with the director of the spring musical, Miss Staples. Miss Staples, could you tell us a little bit about the characters and what's going on in their lives?
Be happy to. We're presenting Nonsense in April this year. It's our spring musical, and we have you, Sister Mary Regina, who is the Mother Superior of our convent and who always likes to feel like she's in charge. And boy, does she have a mess on her hands. It seems that another sister, our cook, Sister Julia, child of God, has prepared a poison vichyssoise, and we lost a great number of our order. And we were able to bury all but 4, which we stored in the freezer, but we have to hurry and bury them because the state health inspector is on his way. And so helping us out of this mess, we have Sister Hubert, who's second in command, and she is being portrayed by Amanda Williams. We also have Sister Robert Ann, who is being portrayed by Alice Stapleton, who's in charge of driving our convent car and keeping us all together, yes. And we also have poor Sister Mary Amnesia, who can't remember her true name because she was hit on the head with a crucifix, but she's doing her best. And then we have, last but not least, our own Sister Mary Leo, who is not quite yet a nun. She's a novice sister, but she will soon take her vows. And she's a wonderful ballet dancer, Sister. I don't know if you knew that.
Yes, I did.
But she is indeed wonderful, wonderful. So all these sisters are working very hard to pull together a talent show so that we can bury the remaining sisters.
Well, I hope that the talent show just goes wonderful. I know it will. And thank you.
Thanks, Elizabeth, and congratulations to all the cast.
Proving that Central has students who are exceptional is not difficult. Some of these students were found in Miss Allen's geometry class. Let's go to Whitney Buchanan, who has more on this story.
Thanks, John. Recently at Habersham Central High School, a group of Mrs. Kim Allen's geometry students won recognition by entering a sculpture into a contest called the Discovering Students Sculpture Project. Competing with students all around the nation, the HCHS students won first place. I talked with Mrs. Allen and her students to get their thoughts on this great honor. And what was your first reaction when you learned that the sculpture had won?
Well, I was very surprised. All of these students made such a big deal that it wasn't going to be anything. And then when I saw it, it was much better than what I thought. So I was very impressed.
What was the reward for placing first in the contest?
$100.
Doug, as one of the 6 students who worked on the geometry project, how was the sculpture created?
During the time that we were exempt from a chapter in the book, we came up with a creative ideal for the sculpture. But later at Angela's house, we learned that some ideals would not work, as we had been cutting out the metal. We contacted Walmart to donate paint, and as we tried to weld the paint, it would not work, so we had to make certain changes in forming the sculpture.
Whitney, how long did it take to complete this sculpture?
Well, John, the students spent many hours of work completing the sculpture. It took them approximately 3 weeks to complete it.
Can you tell us who the money went to that was received for winning this competition?
The $100 received was divided among the 6 students who worked on the sculpture.
Key Club members are incredibly helpful to Habersham County. The Vice President-elect of the 1997-98 school year, Amanda Garrison, was able to converse with President Lori Crow about some current events.
Lori, we know that the Key Club at Habersham Central is always involved in projects that benefit our community. Can you tell us about one of those?
Yes, right now we are currently involved in the Major Emphasis Project, which is the largest project that we undertake. This year, members have brought in school supplies and have made welcome bags for the children at the elementary schools so that when they transfer from other schools, they'll have a supply bag for them with new school supplies for them on that day.
Can you tell us about the upcoming district convention?
Yes, the 52nd Annual Georgia District Convention will be held at Jekyll Island, and we have 33 members going this year. And we have our scrapbook will be entered in the contest, and also Devin Grinstead and Heidi Black will be entering the talent contest.
Thank you, Lori. We know that the Major Emphasis Project will do well. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you for that story, Amanda.
Among the people who visited Habersham Central in the month of February was Ms. Shauna Chavis. Melissa Robertson was able to interview this Channel 2 news reporter who brought the news of Habersham County to the state.
John, the crippling ice storm brought Habersham County a bit of inconvenience, but it also gave Habersham Central students a chance to see themselves on television. A Channel 2 news team visited our school, and I had the opportunity for an interview.
Hi, we're coming to you live from Habersham Central High School. I'm Melissa Robertson, and we have a special guest today, Shauna Chavis from WSB-TV Channel 2 News. What brings you here to Habersham County in the fog, and what was your purpose?
Well, the purpose in us coming today was we were covering some of the weather that you had last night. So we were asked to stay overnight so that we could bring you coverage you can count on in the morning. So that's why we were here. We were thinking that the students were going to be out of school today, but, you know, it cleared up a little bit and the ice melted, and so it's less of a story.
What's some advice that you'd like to give some of the students that are interested in this program?
Television markets are ranked from 1 to 300, 1 being New York City, 300 being small town USA. I strongly suggest starting out in a small market where you can learn everything and where you can do everything. I also suggest getting an internship probably during your junior year in college so that when you're after your senior year, you can go right into the business.
And how do you go about doing that? Is that your college professors that can get you into that internship program?
Your college professors can kind of lead you towards some of the stations that are looking for interns, but, you know, it doesn't stop you from calling and asking questions yourself. If your counselor can't help you, then you do it yourself.
Okay. Thanks for joining us for your insight into the business. Coming live to you from Habersham Central High School, I'm Melissa Robertson.
Our final story is one about the success of a Piedmont Voice student, Beverly Blowen. Kelly Ivester was able to attend this special performance at Piedmont.
Beverly Blowen, a voice student at Piedmont College, performed her senior recital in Piedmont Chapel February 21st. Blowen is a private voice teacher and also sings with the Atlanta Opera. She was accompanied by Walter Huff, the director of the Atlanta Opera.
Thanks, Kelly, for that story. That wraps up this edition of Radio Unlimited News.
For the Radio Unlimited News team, I'm John Pritchett.
And I'm Ceil Hood.
Thanks for joining us.